So as for tonight here, I want to run this by you guys since I'm leaving for my vacation next Thursday, so I won't be doing as much streams here. I don't have it all done, but I got a good amount of it done. Would you guys like to hear? Is I gotta put my money where my mouth is. My rebooking of the evasion angle. Show Triple H how
Um,
you fucking book.
Go ahead.
as
Yeah.
long as it's better than Jim Cornette.
Yeah.
Oh, it
Alright.
is.
Ricky
Okay,
Boy.
so before we start, I'm gonna just give you a few notes here so you guys understand the background.
Mhm.
Right off the bat, no ECW. It does not make sense for ECW and WCW to team up due to their history, and that's not what the main angle is about.
That's
You
true.
could you could bring a former few ECW wrestlers onto the roster slowly if you want, but not as ECW brand.
No.
For this
Makes
universe, Jerry Lawler does not leave the WWF after No Way Out. And the reason why, because from my angle, Paul Heyman is not seen on TV because he's in
The fuck?
exile after ECW goes to bankruptcy. No sloppy betrayals that don't make sense. For example, it doesn't make sense for guys like Christian, Test, Terry Runnels, William Regal to betray the WWF to go to the Alliance, especially when two of them were never in WCW, while the other two made a bigger name in the WWF. The Shane McMahon buying WCW underneath his father does not happen. I'm changing that. Great moment, but that makes it a wrestling angle. The goal of this is to make it reality based with much logic as possible, but at some point it has to turn into a wrestling angle.
Yeah.
And the last thing, no WCW titles will be carried over to WWF TV because, again, that would turn into a wrestling angle. And I'm going to let the crowd, I've got to say in the beginning, let them decide who they cheer and boo. I'm sure there are going to be some cities where they're going to be booing the WWF guys and rooting for WCW, vice versa, or in the middle.
Oh, you
No.
gotta have
Yeah, like
that.
I'm not
You're
gonna
right.
make it with baby faces and heels. Let the audience decide in each
Yeah.
building and city and town.
Mhm.
So here we go. We're gonna start with the final WCW Nitro. The final Nitro is going to be a tribute show about the history and the legacy of WCW. And throughout the night, we'll be shown clips highlighting classic moments from the company's history. But we're not gonna lie to the fans. Tony Schiavone and Scott Hudson will tell the truth. Why is WCW closing down? Both of them openly tell the story about the AOL Time Warner merger that happened in late '97. They both reveal there was a meeting that the executives had, and they had decided to take their networks into a different direction.
Hmm.
They see wrestling as a thing of the '80s is no longer part of their vision. They want nothing to do with it, and they decide to not broadcast wrestling on their networks anymore. End the show like how they did in real life. End the show with Stain and Flair. Let them go out hugging and kissing. Vince and the WWF have nothing to
Come
do
on,
with the story.
piece of dang.
WCW will have the final goodbye, thank you the audience, and it's done. So that's the final Nitro.
Oh, not this.
Then we go to WrestleMania 17. Everything remains the same except for one change. Austin does not turn heel.
Hmm.
That doesn't happen. We need Austin as a
Yeah,
babyface.
Yes, I echo that sentiment.
Okay. And the
I agree.
second
Sorry, I'm a mark.
Yeah. And the second thing, the Shane Vince street fight happens, but it ends the feud. Done. Shane wins, feud's done. So first night after WrestleMania 17, business as usual. Whatever angles that were going on at the time are happening. No mention about WCW whatsoever. Now, my friends, the first step we need to begin is with logic. WCW is closed. We are assuming that the wrestlers' contracts were satisfied, they're cleared, and free to work wherever they want. You have to assume that because we just heard on the last Nitro that Time Warner AOL don't want to be in the business anymore. They don't care where they go. At the beginning of the second hour of Raw, Scott Hall is seen in the crowd. He hops the barricade and grabs a microphone. And now, if this is real, security would immediately rush down to eject him out of the building.
Hmm.
Vince McMahon comes out to tell the security, hey, it's okay, let him speak. Scott, with his tail between his legs, humbly says that I'm sorry. I didn't know what I was thinking. I made a mistake. I should have known better. Scott Hall wants his job back. And Vince McMahon, being the absolute egomaniac he is, now has Scott where he wants him. He proceeds to cut a vicious promo on a humble Scott Hall, and Scott's just standing there eating it, not saying one word because he's at Vince's feet. There's nothing he can do or say. Vince keeps burying him, the type of person he is, and keeping Scott true to his character, he would have enough. Hearing Vince bury him, saying to him, "Okay, Vince, are you done? Because I'm not. I'll be back here next week, and I'm not coming alone." Scott
Mm.
leaves the building, and after all that, no mentioning about what just happened from JR or Jerry Lawler that turns into a wrestling angle. They don't acknowledge it. On that SmackDown, nothing happens. Don't even talk about it. Okay, so that's week one. All right, week two. The final segment of this Raw, we see Scott Hall again. However, he's with Kevin Nash, and they're in the crowd, and they hop the barricade. And same thing, security, but this time, some of the boys in the locker room rush down to ringside. Vince again comes out, tells the talent and tells the security and the wrestlers back off. He wants to hear what Nash has to say.
Mm.
And now more of the locker room is starting to come out as some of them start surrounding the ring, because if Scott and Kevin try to do something to Vince, they're dead meat. And that's why they can't do anything, because they're outnumbered. Nash cuts a similar promo to Vince that Scott did last week, and he's humbled. Vince again cuts a vicious promo towards Nash like he did to Scott the week prior. And after Vince is done with his promo, both Hall and Nash make it clear they will be back next week, and they're not coming alone. They leave the ring and hop over the barricade. The final second of the show, you hear JR say to Jerry Lawler, "Oh my God, can it be him?" Screen goes black, show's over. Now at this point, you have trained the viewers at home who's coming next. And
Yeah.
and you guys can imagine the rating will be spiked now for the next Raw. So now for week 3. The last segment of this Raw, we see Nash and Hall again, but this time they got Hulk Hogan with them. The 3 original NWO are together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vince comes out alone this time because of his history with Hogan. And he tells the 3 he's not interested in hiring them back. Goodbye, start their own promotion, over and done with. Vince takes a shot at Hogan, telling him to go do a reality show since there may be some interest there. At that point, to keep it reality based, that's where Hogan and Nash could get into. Vince, this is all we know. This is all we've done. Scott would talk about who he was before Razor Ramon. Kevin would talk about being a bouncer back at a bar. He's not going back to being a bouncer again. Let them grovel. Them groveling would not hurt them, because the more Vince buries them, the more they want to seek revenge, and now Vince will cross the line. Hogan's plea to Vince is basically putting Vince over for creating him, giving him the opportunity that he would never be a household name. Vince, due to this history with Hogan, begins to cut a violent promo worse than he cut on Hall and Nash, and buries the shit out of Hogan. And he would degrade him. Yeah, you would be nothing without me. You're nothing right now, but it has been. Nash tells Vince sarcastically, "Okay, no problem, Vince. We get the picture now." Hogan would then have enough and really tell Vince what he really thinks of him. And after you see Hulk really tell Vince what he thinks, it's when you see the vicious, out to kill, bloodthirsty NWO. Vince has not only security, but has the entire locker room to come out and get them out of the building. The 3 leave, show goes off the air. Again, no mentioning it on SmackDown. Now for 2 weeks. Okay, actually, before I go there, what do you guys think of the first 3 weeks?
Not bad.
Yeah,
Really good.
it's
Yeah,
definitely
build up.
it's the
Build up.
reverse. It's the reverse of the NWO invading WCW kind of thing.
Kind of, yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like the
Alright.
build, the slow build up.
Oh, and then you know why?
Yeah.
We got 52 weeks. That's why. Now for 2 weeks, nothing. Business as usual in the WWF. No appearances by any outside talent. And at this point, the Backlash pay-per-view has happened. You don't want to go too long because you don't want to lose the fans. This is where you have this situation. There really is no getting around to turn into a wrestling angle.
Yep.
So fast forward to the end of week 6, which would be May 10th of SmackDown 2001. At the end of the show, We see Kurt Angle, and he's bloodied and beaten, laid out in the back. We don't see who attacked Kurt Angle. SmackDown goes off the air. Then on Raw, Kurt will tell Vince he didn't see anything. He felt something hit the back of his head, and he blacked out. Now here you have a size storyline set up where you can have Kurt Angle start his own investigation to find out who attacked him, and he's going around accusing the entire locker room. And the show happens business as usual. Then at the end of this Raw, JR with this over the top, commentary can go, I'm being told something terrible has been discovered in the parking lot. Get a camera back there. Camera gets to the parking lot. We see Matt and Jeff Hardy beaten and bloodied with a traumatized Lita with a bruise on her head is shaken. She's so scared and traumatized of what happened to the point where she can't talk. No one can get a word out of her. Before the show go off the air, the camera stays on Lita, and if you read her lips, she says the word "them, them, them,"
Oh,
I
nice.
see.
but doesn't reveal who is them. But she's like traumatized. And now on that upcoming SmackDown, which is the last show for Judgment Day, here's some key moments of what happened. A recap is shown of the Hardys being found in the parking lot. Taz and Michael Cole reveal Vince McMahon attempted to get the footage from the parking lot cameras, but the footage was already deleted, which makes Vince suspicious and now concerned. Kurt Angle is still interrogating the roster about his attack on last week's SmackDown. Michael and Taz revealed the Hardys are in the hospital. They didn't see anything as they're attacked from behind, and Lita's not talking. They can't get Lita to cooperate. What's going on?
I see.
Okay. Raw starts with Stone Cold being found beaten, bloodied, and pissed off now. Austin didn't see who attacked him, but he makes it clear he's going to find the son of a bitch and kill them. And throughout the show, everyone is on paranoid and on high alert. Then on SmackDown, we'll start with a massive amount of security patrolling the building, along with the wrestlers, all hands on deck. We have the wrestlers be their own security during matches where they surround the ring, like they did in WCW. And they have wrestlers in the crowd watching for any outsiders. And everyone's got bats, pipes, 2x4s, like they're armed.
Any weapon they could get.
Yes, any weapon they can get. And at one point on SmackDown, The Rock goes missing.
Oh,
His bag is still in the locker room, but no Rock. Where is he? Now you have a subplot throughout the show. Where the fuck is The Rock? With The Rock disappearing, there's chaos backstage and throughout the building. At the end of the show, The Rock is found backstage beaten, bloody, scarred up, and he's unconscious, laying on his stomach. Camera gets closer on Rock's back. You see the letters NWO spray painted on his back. Show goes off the air.
Oh,
nice.
Nice.
You're doing good. Let's
Yeah.
continue.
So you guys tell me what the ratings is going to be next week. At this point, the audience wants it to be the three of them. The audience is hoping it's the three of them, which you can milk
12.8
for a
million.
decent amount of time. Then when it turns out that it was the NWO responsible for the attacks, you did not disappoint the audience. You've done it the right way. You've done it logically. Now you know these guys aren't going away. And now Vince is second guessing himself about those promos he cut on those guys that set them off.
Yeah,
And on the side note, I had to leave Rock bloodied because that way he can be written off TV to go shoot Scorpion King.
yeah.
So that's how Rock's written off.
I like the fact that Vince created his
Oh,
own
yeah.
monster.
That
So-
makes perfect sense.
So now Rock's gone, he's beaten. Now you know the NWO are coming. So on that following Raw, JR and Jerry Lawler reveal Vince again trying to get the footage to see how did Hall and Ash Hogan get in the building and who was last seen entering and leaving the room where The Rock was at. The footage was mysteriously erased. Again.
Someone from the inside.
You need to have Vince go irate after that.
Yeah.
So now at this point, Vince goes out to the ring by himself and cuts a promo on all three of these individuals. He's basically saying, I'll have you three arrested. I will sue you for everything you got if you interfere with my company again. As Vince is in the ring, we hear static coming from the Titantron. Let's suspend our disbelief for a minute here. When the Titantron clears up, we see the classic black and white NWO video, like a hijack video they used to do.
Yeah.
And there they are.
The
They're
phone
all
is
on
now
the screen.
Perfect.
brought
Yeah,
to you by
exactly.
Neurodor.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
they're there. They make it clear to Vince, we're not asking for a job anymore. We have no interest in working for you. Let us make this clear. We're not going away. We're gonna make your life a living hell. And not only will be at the Kingdom of the Ring, we're going to take out someone near and dear to you. The video
Oh.
ends.
Ooh.
Yep. So
Nice.
on that SmackDown, no sign of the NWO. However, Vince and the WWF are waiting. Just a full night of paranoia. Like, who can you trust? Who can you not trust? So another night of paranoia. Now the next Raw, you don't see them again right now. The NWO are playing mind games with the WWF and Vince. If anything, maybe like one more hijack video that would play of them, and maybe in this one they will laugh about taking out the Hardys. Now they're claiming responsibility for the attack on the Hardys. They poke fun at Kurt Angle, blaming everyone for getting ambushed. They call Austin clumsy, and you should watch where he goes. And they again remind everyone that they'll be at the King of the Ring pay-per-view. So now, week 3, building up to the King of the Ring. Next week, we see Linda McMahon, along with Stephanie and Triple H, and all 3 of them are in a pissed off mood. Linda tells Vince that the phone is ringing at the house. The person on the other end will hang up if she answers the phone. Lyndon also tells Vince that there's been a mysterious black car parked outside the house, and it'll be driving around the property. She also lets Vince know that the windows are tinted and the license plate is covered. Triple H tells Vince that when he was out with Stephanie, a black car with tinted windows were following them. The car turned around when he started to make his way towards the car. Now, Vince is getting more worried about his family's safety, and he's now more doubting himself ever since he cut those 3 promos on the NWO. Then, that next SmackDown, again, you don't see the NWO. Shane McMahon, along with his wife Marissa, along with Stephanie, Triple H, and Linda, they're all together. Shane is fuming at his dad and blames him for the family having to deal with the situation they're currently dealing with, all because his dad had to open his mouth and set the guys off. And Shane tells everyone that he won't be threatened by these thugs and tells them to bring it. On the next Raw, you could recreate the angle where on Nitro when Nash Hall hijacked the TV truck on Nitro, if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
they,
yeah.
they do that with Hogan. Hogan's there this time. They break into the WWF truck and they're messing around with it. They again toy with Vince, saying he's going to feel pain. He's going to watch a close loved one get hurt at the King of the Ring. And since they're in the truck, they can see all the cameras in the building. Hogan sees on one of the cameras that a bunch of the WWF locker room are coming their way. So they leave before they get attacked. The NWO quickly leave the truck. They get into the black car that matches the description that Linda and Triple H talked about, and they get the hell out of there. However, my friends, Hogan gets in the passenger seat. Hall and Nash get in the back. So who's driving the car? Who is the 4th man? Now there's 4 of them.
Oh,
Okay. On that upcoming SmackDown, nothing. During the last match of the show, crowd is quiet and they start losing their shit. Camera catches the NWO in the building, in the crowd. The match stops. The wrestlers there in the ring leave. The locker room empties out. They give chase. NWO get out there and they vanish before anything can happen to them. Show goes off the air. Now they're wondering how the fuck did they get out of the building so quick? Who is the 4th guy? Now you got questions. Who is the 4th guy? So, take a sip of my drink here. What do you guys think so far as I'm taking a drink?
I like this.
Yeah.
Better than
I
your
like
Greenwood
game.
this
run
suspense.
Monday Night Football and doesn't go on.
I swear to God, I just wanted, like, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? So it's like,
All right.
finally,
All right.
Better than the
I'm being
Axel invasion
engaged
angle.
for once.
I'm starting to think that Bruce Prichard's the 4th guy because he knows the ins and outs of all buildings.
Well, we'll see, because you guys won't see the guy coming. Who's my 4th guy? So now we go to the King of the Ring. Throughout the night, it's chaos. You got wrestlers during matches. They're so paranoid to where they do a move, they look over their shoulder. They check the back to see they're behind. They do another move, they look behind them. Because now they don't know. Is this wrestling or is this a gang attack? And it happens throughout the night. And we'll have a segment of Shane, Vince, and Triple H are backstage. Shane is red hot and he's ready to fight. Vince and Triple H try to talk him down, but Shane is not hearing it. Vince tells Triple H to keep an eye on Shane. He has to go make a call to check on Stephanie, Linda, and Marissa. It's also revealed that Vince had them relocated to an unknown location to protect them. There's a quick second where Vince and Triple H are not looking. Shane sneaks out of the office with a bat in his hand, and he's going to go look for the NWO. Vince and Triple H see that Shane is gone. Vince is worried. Triple H tells Vince he'll go look for Shane, lock the door, do not answer unless he's known it's him on the other side of the door. Throughout the night, we get shots of the Shane McMahon looking for the NWO throughout the building, where Triple H is looking for him. And we see shots of Vince in his office locked up, and he's looking more worried as the night is progressing. At one point, there'll be a shot in the back of Triple H unconscious, implying that the NWO attacked him from behind, and now they're in the building. Shane comes out to the ring with his bat, grabs the mic, and tells the NWO if they're going to do something to him, he's right here in the ring, and to bring it on. Here they come for the crowd that's on. The NWO is armed with pipes, and they kill Shane, and they leave him bloodied. Vince comes out, and the three get physical with him, ask the way to send a message. They get out of there fast when they see Triple H along with the locker room rush down to the ring. Pay-per-view ends with a shot of Vince cradling his baby bloody son. Pay-per-view goes off the air.
Nice.
Okay. So
Awesome.
right after the King of the Rain, then we're gonna keep going here, guys. I want ratings. I'm all about ratings. The night after King of the Rain.
You're definitely gonna get them.
Absolutely.
Go for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
20 million.
Right. All right.
Like probably over 4, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Probably like an 8.0. So Raw after King of the Ring. The show starts with Vince McMahon arriving to the building in his black sweatpants with his sleeveless shirt ready for a fight. Throughout the 2 hours, Vince is calling out the NWO. He started this, and by God, he's going to finish this once and for all. Vince wants no help from anyone in the back. He wants to do this by himself. He tells Taker, Angle, Austin, Triple H he would fire them on the spot if they come out at any time. Vince tells them, I'm taking care of this. It's my family, my company. Screw those SOBs. I'm taking care of this. At one point, there's going to be a shot in the parking lot of a limo arriving. You see a pair of shoes come out the limo. We cut away. We don't see who it is. Final segment of Raw. Vince keeps calling them out, ready to fight, calling them out. Through the people, who do we see? Vince stops like a deer in the headlights. The last person he expects to see, Eric Bischoff.
Oh, nice.
Oh, interesting.
Erickson,
All right.
Eric's in the crowd with that smug look that he has. Show goes off the air.
Yeah.
He does have a
Yeah.
smug
Now,
look.
I want
He
you guys
really
to
does,
answer me
yeah.
this. And do you guys think he's the fourth man?
Potentially, yes.
Potentially,
Maybe.
yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
Possibility.
Okay. So
Maybe.
next Raw, Vince comes down to the ring. Eric, I'm not playing any head games with you. I'm not wasting my time with you. You're a piece of shit. I destroyed you. If you're responsible for this, how about you come out here, Mr. Karate 9th degree black belt, and see me face to face? Here comes Bischoff from the crowd, hops the barricade, grabs the mic, and gets in the ring. And Eric goes, I don't have anything to do with this. You think I can control those three lunatics? Vince, I couldn't control them when they worked for me. You think I can control them now when I have nothing to do with them? Obviously, you can't control them either. So if you want your problem to disappear, I can take care of it. Let Eric talk Vince into giving him a job, and he'll take care of Vince's problem. Eric guarantees Vince he will no longer see or have a problem with the New World Order. Before he leaves, he tells Vince he'll be back next week, expecting an answer. To build, again, a strong rating for the next Raw. Vince gives Eric a binding WWF contract on air. He tells Eric, okay, Eric, you have 90 days to exterminate this problem, or this contract is null and void. Then after that, we'll get a segment backstage where Eric is confronted by former WCW talent, Benoit, Jericho, Big Show. They make it clear to Eric what they think of him, and they let him know that they will not help him with the NWO due to their history with Eric when they worked for him. They tell him, don't bother asking anyone in the WWF locker room for help, because everyone here hates him and is not happy to see him. So, okay. Nope, he goes, no problem. Got that smirk, walks away. There'll be a segment closer to the end of the show where we see Eric on the phone talking to someone. At the end, he'll say, great, I'll see you next week. Now you got people thinking, who was he talking to? Who's coming next? Next Raw, Bischoff starts putting his team together to take out the NWO. The first person introduced to Eric's team, Booker T.
Nice.
Booker gives Eric a piece of paper, and he begins to cut a promo. He makes it known that Nash, Hall, and Hogan were not the most liked guys in the WCW locker room. He would talk openly about that, like shooting on them. Eric will, being like the shitster he is, will get Booker all fired up. Yeah, you left the WCW as the champion. But what does that really mean, Booker? Does that mean anything? That means nothing. As a man, did you get any satisfaction? Or did those guys walk away getting the last laugh on you? Then there's going to be a segment in the back with Bischoff and Booker T. Again, Eric's on the phone talking to somebody. You hear him say, great deal, man. Pleasure doing business. I'll see you next week.
Interesting.
The July pay-per-view, the fully loaded pay-per-view, not Invasion, happens. Nothing happens. Business as usual. Then the first Raw after fully loaded, team member number 2, Goldberg.
Well,
Nice.
Goldberg also gives him a piece of paper. Goldberg can get to his disdain for the NWO, and he promised he would take them out once and for all. Bischoff can start to brag about the NWO and not walk away after his team's done kicking their asses. Eric will direct his promo towards Hogan, making a comment that next week he'll be bringing his third man on his team, and that this man is very familiar with Hogan. And that third man is Sting.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah.
Sting is now in the WWF, and he gives Eric a piece of paper. You can get into the history between Sting and Eric never getting along. Sting can get into the downfall of WCW, blaming the NWO for being responsible for the company's demise. Bischoff will taunt the NWO, saying stuff like they will not be able to walk away after his team's done kicking their asses, and challenges the NWO to face his team in a big 6-man tag match at SummerSlam. The NWO finally make an appearance, because they have not been seen since King of the Ring, when they killed Shane. We get a black and white style video of them, and they talk shit about Bischoff's team being the cocky pricks they are. They acknowledge Bischoff's challenge, but they want something in return if they agree. They want a cut. They want a cut of the pay-per-view's buy rate, and they want it in writing. They would get a cut of that money. Bischoff comes out and reveals the NWO got their wish. Both he and Vince signed the papers that their lawyers sent, so the NWO will get a cut of SummerSlam's money, and the match is on. Now, can you guys imagine the main event of SummerSlam 01 being Booker T, Goldberg, Sting versus Hall, Nash, and Hogan and the buy rate?
That would be great. And the reason I say
That would be insane.
So we go to SummerSlam, big match. At the end, the NWO wins the match by shenanigans. Hogan pins Booker. So they cheat to win.
Oh.
Okay. Now for next 4 weeks, building to Unforgiven. Now you got guys like Taker, Austin, and Kurt Angle pissed at Eric Bischoff. They tell Eric if he can't get rid of this problem, then they will. You can have Vince and Eric argue about this, since now Eric can't get the job done as he promised. You can have Eric's team argue with Vince's guys, which is what the NWO wants. They want them to argue.
Yep.
Now you got tension building up between everybody. Then we get another black and white hijacked NWO video, and they're bragging about the win at SummerSlam, and they're poking fun at like they're not getting along, which they want that. We'll get a shot of Eric and Vince having a discussion. Eric suggests that they should challenge the NWO again at the Unforgiven pay-per-view. But this time, it'll be 2 of his guys of his choice and 2 of Vince's guys of Vince's choice. So a 4-on-3 handicap match. Bischoff throws it out there that the NWO can bring their 4th person, whoever was driving their car with them, or it'll be a 4-on-3 handicap match. Vince reluctantly agrees. You'll then have WWF guys not only argue with each other, but they'll make their case to Vince about why he should pick them. to represent Team WWF at the pay-per-view.
Fascinating.
And NWO responds to the challenge, but they got more demands. Not only they want a cut of the Unforgiven buy rate, but they want WWF contracts if they win. They get cocky, saying they do not need their fourth man. They have it all under control. Bischoff and Vince agree on their demands. Vince reveals his two men are Stone Cold Steve Austin and a returning Rock. Now, Rock was attacked back in May. Rock had come out and cut a promo on the NWO, while Bischoff's two guys were Sting and Goldberg.
All right.
So now you got Goldberg, Sting, Rock, and Austin versus Hall, Nash, and
It's a
Hogan.
dream team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
That is
Now,
like that would sell it fast.
Kick
Okay.
ass.
now, are you guys ready
Yes.
for Unforgiven?
Yeah.
I don't think you guys are, but okay. All right, Unforgiven. All right, here we go. All right, Unforgiven. September 23rd, 2001, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's all about to happen. The big showdown. The NWO on one end of the ring with Sting, Rock, Goldberg, and Austin at the other end, and the match is about to begin. Now, even before the bell can ring, we hear chaos coming from the Titantron. On the Titantron, we see many bodies lay down the back. Many of them are WWF wrestlers, like Triple H is knocked down, Big Show is knocked down, Kurt Angle's knocked down, Taker's bloody, Kane is out, Kurt Angle is wounded. Everyone in the ring, except for the NWO, are smiling, are shocked in what they're seeing. The camera pans up and we see Booker T standing over the bodies looking guilty. Booker T comes out first, but he's not alone. Outwalk with him is Diamond Dallas Page at his side, and the two make their way to the ring. As they get closer to the ring, the camera does a wide shot. You see the NWO, along with Goldberg and Sting, start surrounding Austin and Rock. And Austin and Rock simultaneously realize, oh my God, what were we thinking? Both men know their fate. They turn around, ready to go down swinging. Goldberg kills Austin with a spear. DDP hits The Rock with a diamond cutter. The NWO hit the moves on the two. Bischoff comes out with a shit-eating grin of his. He stops at the stage and is telling someone to come on out. Out comes Scott Steiner, dragging beating up Vince McMahon to the ring.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eric slaps Vince in the face, reveals that he signed everyone from WCW to a 3-year deal, thanks to his director of talent relations, John Laurinaitis. And if you guys remember, everyone gave Bischoff a piece of paper. That was the fucking contracts. Everyone gave Bischoff a contract to Sting. Eric pokes fun of Vince for being so easily manipulated into giving him a legal binding contract back in June. Eric gives Vince to Sting, who drops him with a Scorpion Death Drop. Before they could do any more damage, the WWF locker room, led by Taker, Kane, Big Show, Triple H, come out. The pay-per-view ends with a massive brawl between the two organizations.
Nice.
Hey.
Nice.
Yeah, they should have done it your way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big time.
Well,
Well,
I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet, guys. Like you guys thought that was something?
There's
I'm
more
just
coming.
All right, let's
absolutely. Yeah. All right. So now we're gonna build towards No Mercy. Bischoff the following night promises he's not just gonna WCW be the one kicking his ass. He is going to kick Vince's ass. Not him specific, but we don't know that yet. He challenges Vince McMahon to a street fight at No Mercy. Vince accepts and says, I can't wait to paste their ass all around this ring. Eric responds, oh, no, it's not me you'll be fighting. It's going to be Mr. WCW himself. Eric points to the crowd and we see Ric Flair.
Space Mountain.
Rick cuts a shoot type of promo on Vince McMahon saying he was disrespected him back when he was in the WWF in 1992 after WrestleMania 8. Blames Vince McMahon for killing WCW, but now to protect the past, because the marks would immediately start asking questions about Flair and Bischoff's past, and then be on the same page. Have Flair mention that in his promo about his not so good history of Bischoff. At the end of the day, it's about business, and they have a common enemy, the WWF. Okay. throughout the build-up to the pay-per-view, it's announced that the NWO would challenge 3 guys for the WWF, which would be The Rock, Stone Cold, and Triple H at the pay-per-view. Then we go to No Mercy. Ric Flair beats Vince McMahon in the street fight. Now the main event. Team WWF, Rock, Austin, and Triple H versus NWO. The NWO wins because Triple H switches sides.
Makes sense because he started in
Yeah,
WCW.
No, not quite.
Yeah.
And he's a Ric Flair
Yeah.
mark too.
Triple H.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's had history with National.
The Click.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
That, yeah.
Now to make it make sense, and then I like surprising people. Following Raw after No Mercy, Triple H cut some promo. Do you know why I did? Because the only family I truly have, the only guys that have stuck by me throughout everything, the only guys that never let me down, is the Click. And he can get into it was a plan since 1996, the curtain call. He brings it up that he never loved Stephanie. He married into the family to plan his revenge against the family that humiliated him and made him the joke of the locker room. So he pretended to be Stephanie's husband just to earn Vince and Shane and Linda's trust. And when the time comes, he would strike. And during Triple H's promo, Triple H reveals that it was him that erased the security footage when the NWO were attacking people backstage. It was him that was letting them into the building and helping them escape. It was him that was driving the black car all the time. So Triple H was the driver of that car back then. It was him who gave the NWO Vince's address for them to scout the house. It was all a ruse. Then give us the mic to Bischoff. Bischoff goes, I got almost everything I want. The problem is I don't want half of your company. I want all of it. Everything. Vince McMahon comes out and Eric speaks again. Vince, I got a proposition for you. You think you could beat WCW? How about this? At the Survivor Series 5-on-5 elimination tag match, winner take all. The leader of the winning team, they control the WWF. Vince tells him, no, that's a stupid plan. Why would I risk my company? Eric, I thought you might say that. Come out, boys! Throughout the crowd, now we see Scott Steiner, Goldberg, and Diamond Dallas Page bringing in Shane, Stephanie, and Linda. They kidnap them. Bischoff threatens Vince that his family will pay the consequences, so he better rethink his answer. Before Vince can respond, you can hear Stephanie tell Bischoff to go to hell and call Triple H a no-good son of a bitch, which makes Eric smirk. Triple H decided to take matters in his hand, hits Linda with a pedigree to a chorus of boos. Now Vince is fuming, and you got WWF wrestlers coming out. Bischoff stops him by threatening to hurt another family member. Now Vince doesn't know what to do. Eric is demanding an answer, and he's starting to get impatient. He makes an voice for the noise for this voice there. He tells Goldberg to show what Vince has won. He hits Shane with a killer spear, killing Shane. Now that leaves Stephanie. Eric tells Triple H to go ahead and hit Stephanie with a pedigree. Right after he says that, Vince accepts Bischoff's offer. Bischoff's gang lets Stephanie go, and they get out of the building. Now Survivor Series. So we'll have Triple H face both Vince and Shane in a handicap match. Triple H will go over. Then the main event, Team WCW, which would be Hogan, Nash, Hall, Sting, and Goldberg, versus Team WWF, Rock, Austin, Jericho, Kurt Angle, and Kane. Team WCW wins. Now, at the end of the show, JR and Jerry Lawler are like, what the hell is happening now? What do we even tune into tomorrow? Are we going to be WWF? Is it going to be Monday Night Raw? Screen goes black. Fans tune in to see WCW Monday Nitro. So I'll be the cliffhanger, and if I'm not doing it Thursday night, I will finish this. Do some drink.
That is impressive.
Damn, you're hired.
Yes.
All right, so Chris, what did you think? I'm going in order here.
Yeah, it was like really good though. Like it was like well thought out though. Like the whole booking and stuff.
Paladin, what did you think?
Oh, excellently executed. I mean, I could have done it any better myself.
Well, I'm gonna say wait till part 2. I got something good for part 2 because now I got to build towards the end. Brandon, what'd you think?
I was too young to experience the invasion angle, so this is probably better than what I heard it was. Yeah, honestly, like, and these guys were good actors, so they would have been able to pull it off.